Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our La Liga career mode here with Sevilla. We are back with the finale of Season 3 today as we're going to close out the campaign with our final two fixtures in La Liga. We're currently a point behind Barcelona but with a game in hand, and with a superior head-to-head record we know that just a win and a draw in our final two will be enough to secure our first La Liga trophy of the save and the club's first since the 1940s. But the catch, both of our final fixtures come against Real Madrid, first away at the Bernabeu and then returning back home to Seville. So a massive double header to close out the campaign. As I say, 4 points from 6 will be enough to crown us champions. Let's see if we get the job done. Vamos Sevilla. Oh no, not straight from kickoff. What a tackle, Pedrosa. Yeah, obviously 4 points needed. I would take the 1 point here, knowing that we're returning back home to Seville for our final game where we would need 3 points to secure the title. But there's been plenty of changes. We've got 3 of our key players missing. Beñat, Prados and Sanchez both went down in the previous episode and remain down for the remainder of the campaign. That is brilliant football, and what a save, Kepa. And also Loic Barde went down at the end of the previous episode as well, so he is going to miss the final 2 as well. And we've not started particularly well here, as that drops for Valverde, and Gabriel's shot again is shoveled behind by Kepa. Well, we of course had that Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid where they came out on top, but we played really well in both legs and realistically should, in my opinion, have come out on top in that affair, as we were absolutely brilliant, had so many chances, and as a mean shot is turned away by Alisson. Still looking for that 40th goal as well, Amin Gouiri. But yeah, we played really well in that two-legged affair, and Real Madrid now know that they can't lift the title. Agume at the back post heads wide. Yeah, the other thing to consider is the fact that Real Madrid can't actually win the title themselves. Even if they win both of their final 2, Barcelona will still have more points on the board than them. So they will be runners-up, as that's brilliant, and Piqué's shot is off the line by the former Arsenal man Gabriel, as Piqué just couldn't get enough on it to send it home. But that's really promising stuff from us once again, and we've just got a foothold in this game. Baina to Pedrosa. Can't slide it forward to Piqué, but it is Amin. We've got to be pretty quick about this, as there's not much stoppage time, as Amin does really well. There's Piqué and Baina. And Amin onside, shot blocked, Piqué can't beat Alisson, as Gabriel will clear. And since that opening 10 minutes where Real Madrid flew out of the blocks, it has been all Sevilla in this first half. And I said I would take a point, and I stand by that. But if we can claim all 3 here at the Bernabeu, we know we will just need 1 point on the final day. So still deadlocked at 0-0 at the break, but still lots to play for. Oh my goodness. I just had a little pop-up on my computer. Wow, this sounds like an excuse. I just had a pop-up on my computer to the right of my monitor, and it just caught my attention, and Pulisic drills in the opening goal. Well, that is worrying. That is very worrying. If we lose this and Barcelona win their final game, we can no longer catch them. We need at least a point here today. And despite playing well in that first half, Christian Pulisic, Captain America, fires Madrid into the lead. Well, what are we made of now? We know Real Madrid are sort of the one team we can never regularly get the better of, as that's beautifully worked. Amin for 40! Gets us back on level terms, and at the same time joins an illustrious club of players to have scored 40 goals or more in a top flight campaign on this channel. Victor Osimhen, Lois Openda, Artem Dovbyk, Ori Oskarsson, and now Amin Gouiri gets us back on level terms, and that is a huge goal for Sevilla and also for him as an individual as well. Come on. Oh, Gume's got to do better there. Mbappe, Salas trying to get tight. Bellingham lets fly. And I think Kepa saw it a little bit late as he had to tip it around the post. Couldn't bring it in. And Madrid will have the corner. That's a dangerous ball. And they're back in front once again. Second half has burst into life as the veteran Brazilian Marquinhos gets there first and heads Madrid back into the lead. Well, can we do it again? Can we fight back once more? Straight from kickoff. That's nicely worked. Biner finds Amin. See, PK can't quite get it into him, and time is not really on our side here. We've got to get a bit of a move on. As Agume to Biner. Nicely worked this. PK is onside, brought down, spot kick for Sevilla, and it's the Real Madrid goal scorer Marquinhos who brings him down, and Amin will have the chance from the spot to draw us level once again. Man, I've not felt this much pressure for a penalty in a long time. Amin Guiri. Oh, you just knew it was going to happen. Alisson with the save. I think that's the first spot kick I've missed in an actual game that's not in a shootout in such a long time. And of course, it would come now in the most important game of the save. Well, there is really not long left to play, and we need a goal. As a Roz off the bench, has he got the pace to get away? Needs somebody up with him. Finds Amin. Lovely skill. Onto the left peg. Is that another pen? Not given. Must have been a slight touch on the ball as Gabriel went to ground. And I'm just starting to think that maybe our chances are over. I mean, we can still hope that maybe Barcelona will slip up against Espanyol, but the chances of that are slim. We need a goal here today, and it might come here. Amin races through. Amin Guiri! Of course it's that man again. Missed a penalty a moment ago, but Real Madrid cannot keep him quiet for long, and Sevilla keep their title chances alive. Oh man, I'm so nervous. I am so nervous. I have not felt this nervous for a game in so long, as Mbappe rolled through and Real Madrid have won it. I cannot believe it, man. I thought we'd done enough. But it's that man, Kylian Mbappe, and our title chances are over. Well, I think that's going to do it, guys. I can't believe it. What a game. But we're going to fall up short. And after probably being the best team in the league all season long, we're going to come away with no title as Mbappe drills in the fourth. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it, man. I honestly cannot believe it. I thought we'd done enough when Amin got us back on level terms for the second time. 5 minutes to play, and straight from kickoff, Real Madrid find the space and find the Frenchman Mbappe. And unless Barcelona have dropped points away at Espanyol, the title, I believe, is theirs. And as we get back to the menu, a quick look at the table to confirm it. Heading into the final game, Barcelona just need to win away at Espanyol. They've won 28 of their 37 games in La Liga, and they only need one more to be crowned champions. I can't believe we've fallen at the final hurdle. I mean, I said it wasn't done. Looking at our final fixtures, we did a really good job last episode to take it as far as we did. The point against Bilbao, I thought rescuing a point might be enough, but no, it's in Barcelona's hands, and we need them to slip up on the final day, and we need to do our job and win as well. So let's just dive straight into the game. I'm not feeling very optimistic now, but we'll just have to see what happens. We can only do our job and hope for a slip up elsewhere. Vamos Sevilla. I actually can't believe the events of that previous game, and we're going to lose the title because of it. But you know what? We do things authentically round here. If that's the way it's meant to be, then that is the way it's meant to be. Just absolutely gutted in the manner that it's come about. And of course, we know that Barcelona need to do their job and win. And right on cue, Lamine Yamal straight away puts them in front. There's no chances of them slipping up there. It was in our hands, and we have thrown it away. Yes, it's against Real Madrid, one of the most decorated teams in the world, but it was in our hands and we've let it slip Stevie G style. And there's Yasser, and tucked inside for Amin Guiri. Foul? No. Speaking of, we never went back and checked that Gabriel tackle. right before we scored the second goal. I mean, it wouldn't really have made a difference because we scored minutes later anyway, but he must have got something on the ball. As here we come again, beautifully worked. Nemanja Gudel on his final appearance will celebrate in front of those home fans. It might come in vain, but it will definitely be a goal on his final appearance for the club. Nemanja Gudel, club captain. Oh, into the second half here. Still we lead by 1. And there's been no further goal updates from Espanyol. As Biner in behind is denied by a good stop by Alisson. But it's probably 2 or 3-0. It's probably game over. But no news is good news, I guess. And whilst we haven't heard anything, there is still a chance that Espanyol find a route back into the game. Yasser down the right into PK. If we can grab a second goal, it will all but secure the victory for us. As Fresneda finds Jibril. Lovely work. And Amin beats his man, rounds the keeper, and has the finish as well. That is a wonderful Sevilla goal. And that should be enough to give us all 3 points. And if we just held on to that 2-2 draw at the Bernabeu, we would be lifting the La Liga trophy here today. It is such fine margins at the top level. Well, this is going to do it here at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, but it is not going to make a difference, I don't think. I'd imagine Barcelona have got the job done in their clash against Espanyol, and yeah, it doesn't look as if we're getting title celebrations. A handshake between the two managers, but Carlo Ancelotti will know that he has just lost us the title a couple of days ago at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid knew they couldn't win it, but they knew they could stop us, and that is exactly what they've done. I thought it was ours, man. I really thought it was ours. And we've been so good all season long, but a little blip at the end of the season, that draw with Bilbao, if we'd won that, we would have been champions, and if we'd held on to the point at the Bernabeu, we would have been lifting the crown. But as we get back to the menus, is it going to be a 3-fer for PK, or is it Amin Gouiri this time? It is PK once again. This guy just loves that Player of the Season award. I mean, PK got 42 goals and still got snubbed. We didn't win a trophy other than the Super Cup, but it is PK once again for the 3rd year in a row getting his hands on that Player of the Season award. I mean, he had another phenomenal campaign, but snubbing Amin Gouiri, really? 42 goals? And as we take a look at the final standings, you'll see it was a comfortable win for Barcelona in the end. I do wonder when that Espanyol goal came. Was it an equaliser? Was it a goal to get them back in the game, or was it just a consolation goal at the end? We will never know thanks to the lack of detail in this game, unfortunately. But Barcelona champions by a point, Sevilla runners up, Real Madrid 6 points behind us, 7 points off the title as they concede the trophy to Barcelona. But that is gutting, man. I mean, Barca only lost 2 games all season long. One of them came against us, and I think the other was to Betis towards the end of the campaign. But I mean, you can't really fault them. Just 2 losses. And yeah, if we turn one of those losses into a draw or a draw into a win, we would have been champions. But that is just the way it is at the top level. Obviously, with PK winning that Player of the Season award, I mean, he had a good season. 20 goals from attacking midfield is pretty good. But Amin Gouiri had 42 goals and he got loads of assists as well. I mean, these two really were a fantastic sort of 2-pronged attack. And as we look at the assists, I mean, PK 24 is pretty phenomenal. But Amin Gouiri with 14 of his own. Biner did really well in his first year at the club as well with 9. I can't believe Amin was snubbed. And Kepa does win the Golden Glove with 20 clean sheets and 38. But I feel like whoever I had in goal would win the clean sheet award. As for the Champions League, Nyland doing really well. Obviously, he was our cup keeper this year. He will be leaving the club in the summer. Joint most clean sheets with Restes in the Champions League. Isaac Romero had the joint most assists in the competition, and Aymar had the joint most amount of goals with the Frenchman Kylian Mbappe, who ended up costing us the title. That is gutting, man. But what we'll do is we'll take a look around the European competitions. I'm not going to go through the other leagues, and then we will do a full squad roundup for this campaign. Well, let's take a quick look around the European competitions as we start off with the Conference League. Fiorentina reaching the final with an 8-3 aggregate scoreline. Fulham back in Europe, but they were unsuccessful as Fiorentina finally get their hands on the Conference League at the 4th time of asking, winning a penalty shootout by 5-3. As for the Europa League, as you would expect, some strong sides in the quarters and the semi-finals. Aston Villa knocking out AC Milan and setting up an all-English affair where Unai Emery's side ran out winners as the Europa League master does it once again as Villa lift the trophy. And as for the Champions League, obviously we gave it a really good run this year. Last year knocked out in the, was it the last 16 or the playoff to PSG? This year we made it through Inter in the last 16, comfortably knocked out Borussia Dortmund in the quarters, but came up short to Real Madrid in the semis. They faced Arsenal in the final, and after a 1-1 draw going all the way to extra time and penalties, Real Madrid won it by 3-0, with Arsenal not scoring a single spot kick. Well, as we run through the squad hub here, I'm not going to go through each player in too much detail, as you will be able to see their stats on screen. But as we reflect on the season, how do I feel? My main feeling is overriding disappointment. I thought we were going to get our hands on something this season. Yes, we did win the Super Cup, but it doesn't feel like a major honour. Knocked out in the Copa del Rey, knocked out in the Champions League, and falling short in La Liga. Was I expecting to win all three? Definitely not, but I did want to get my hands on something, and we were unsuccessful in doing so this season. In terms of moving forward, where do I see us improving this squad? I mean, if you look at the team, it's pretty solid across the board, and we have got good depth in this 25-man squad as well. I'd say potentially a world-class goalkeeper, as good as Kepa has been. And it's a bit like Nyland in the first season. He won the Golden Glove. He was in the team of the tournament. But can we do better? Yes, we probably can. We can go out and get a world-class goalkeeper. So maybe a replacement for Kepa, despite how good he was. And my main target for next year is someone to play next to this man, Beñat Prados. We've got some great players in there, Djibril Sow, Agume, even Frendrup, Puertas, but I want a real world-class midfielder to play next to Prados. And I've got a few names on the shortlist, but they are the two sort of main areas of improvement for me. I think goalkeeper and a new midfielder. In terms of players leaving, we will, of course, have Nyland and Nemanja Gudel leaving the club on freeze. Beyond that, I don't think there's going to be many changes. I want to keep the band together. Most players in the 25-man squad featured heavily throughout the course of the season, so it's very unlikely that we are going to get rid of any sort of key players. I mean, Aymar was brilliant in the Champions League. What a campaign, 10 goals and 4 assists. PK was the main man in that attacking midfield role in the league with 20 goals and 24 assists, picking up another Player of the Season award. Yasser, not as many goals as I would have hoped for, just 2 in the league. 9 assists is pretty decent, but I do really like him down that side. Our front four, I'm really happy with. Guiri was fantastic this season. Of course, he managed to make it into the illustrious 40 club this year. Helder Couto's an interesting one because I'm very tempted to bring this lad back and have him as a squad player, because the likes of Sofiane Diop didn't really cut it for me this year. What was it? Just 1 goal, and I mean 8 assists is pretty impressive, but is Helder Couto good enough to come back and be a squad player? Potentially. Romero, again, really good in the Champions League, 3 goals, 7 assists, just 1 in the league. But as a backup striker to Amine Gouiri, I couldn't really ask for much better. As for Amine, he's got 2 years left on his deal, but it's the last season of the save. I don't want to be selling Amine. For realism, again, if Real Madrid came back, then maybe I'd consider it, but I think I'm going to give him a new deal over the summer. and keep him at the club. Same with PK and a few of our other star players. But I think looking at the squad, definitely a new midfielder to slot in next to Beñat Prados, and as I say, potentially a new goalkeeper as well, just to elevate us to that next level. I'm happy with my fullbacks Sanchez and Pedrosa, and at centre-back, we've got some real quality with Barde and Gila. As I've mentioned, our front four, superb. So there are just a few little tweaks I want to make in the summer. As with this year, it will probably be quite a quick transfer window, and then we will dive straight into the campaign. So I'm going to try and rattle through the first half of next season quite quickly, as I want to get to the Champions League knockouts nice and quickly and get on to the latter stages of the save, as it will likely be the final season of this save. But guys, that will do it for today's episode. Lots of drama, lots of disappointment as we fall short of that La Liga trophy, but lots to come next season, and I've got my eyes firmly set on winning 1, 2, maybe even 3 trophies next season. So I'll catch you for the summer transfer window very soon. We're going to be diving straight in, and we're going to be doing our business nice and early so we can crack on with the campaign. So I'll catch you for that very soon, guys. Take care and peace.